All right, my loves, welcome in. This is going to be your short form version of the astrology and tarot portion of the week ahead. We actually did not take questions yesterday, so if you want to go watch that, certainly it's there. But this is again the short form version. I'll give you the rundown on the astrology, and then we'll talk about what the cards have to say. And toward the end here, I'll pull for each element, kind of what you need to know for the week. So here we're looking at the week of May 25th through 31st of 2025. We have had Saturn move into Aries. That's a big transit. That's going to be with us for the next 2.5 years. We also have this new moon coming up, new moon in Gemini. And if you're watching this, the new moon energy for, or the reading rather, has been posted for the members, all access members, and of course, limited access. You have that elemental portion there. Okay. One quick announcement I wanted to make before I get into this. I have let many of you know, but just in case you haven't heard the news, on June 1st, I'm going to be closing personal readings until further notice. I don't know when I'm going to reopen them, but they will be shut down for a while. Anything that you book between now and June 1st obviously will be honored, and anything that you may already have booked, of course, will be honored as well. Okay. If you hear any sort of whining in the background, it's because Takio is outside and he wants to be inside with the girls, and he can't be inside with the girls because Teeny's in heat. So maybe TMI, but that's what's going on in the background. Okay. So Sunday, talking about Sunday, I just want to touch on this because this is just before the new moon in Gemini. This is going to be a very, as I was picking up in the tarot, actually very quiet. It feels very quiet. Let me touch on the overall. I'm totally skipping over that. So, in the overall energy, there are themes of divine timing, relationships. Now, this could be relationship with yourself. Okay, so keep that in mind. It could be with others, though, as well. And collaboration and co creation here with this Three of Pentacles, whatever it is. Okay, it has the potential to be long term and lasting and fruitful. All right. I do see for some of you where you might be dealing with a person, change in partnership or relationship. This could be where there's some sort of working together toward a common goal or outcome. And for some, there will be maybe an important person here that comes on the scene. Okay. If that is the case, just be on the lookout for that. Okay. That you will be working with whoever this is in some way. It's someone who is meant to be on your path, if that's the case with that Wheel of Fortune there. And if it's not a person, though, I just want to point out that this is you aligning with change that needs to occur in order to allow co-creation with the universe. Okay, with that Three of Pentacles there. All right. All right. So as far as Sunday is concerned, again, we've moved, Saturn has moved into Aries. It's going to be with us for the next 2.5 years. What I was seeing for Sunday is that this is a very quiet period here. Okay. There is some sort of like mental reset I'm seeing with that Judgment card. And there is some sort of sense of closure. Okay. With that Ten of Swords, but also preparation. There's some kind of preparation here. You could be evaluating an ending that's already occurred, but I also see a sense of tranquility about whatever this is. So some of you might be moving on from something. Some of you could feel like you're going through a bit of a spiritual awakening. Most of you are going to feel at peace with whatever this is. Okay, with that Temperance energy. Um, Monday's interesting. Okay, now I know I'm not seeing Gemini energy here, but we do have that Gemini new moon. And I do feel like this could be a very mentally stimulating day, even with the hangman there. Okay. Or because of the hangman there. That's how I should say that, because it's definitely getting some sort of perspective on something here. And with the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like it's your own personal evaluation that you're coming to some sort of conclusion on. So again, I just do see some sort of mental stimulation with the hangman. For most, I feel that this is you figuring out how to have success that you can kind of call your own. I do see where your mindset could change around what success looks like to you or what you'd like to accomplish and how to go about it. And it seems like you're still working on some sort of reset, okay, mental reset. And that, again, I was picking that up on Sunday. So it's a little bit of a process there mentally that you're going through, okay? All right, so Tuesday, it feels like actually like intuitively and actually like a thoughtful day in a way. You could be in your head quite a bit, especially with that Seven of Swords there. Now, typically that's not the meaning of the Seven of Swords, but it is information or being in the mind. Okay. It's typically Aquarius energy. So some things might pop up that you're not really expecting. Um, I do feel though that there's going to be some kind of mental quickness, okay, that may come into the picture here. Um, there is this energy of like some kind of missing information with the Seven of Swords. I don't get manipulation or deception or anything like that. You're not allowing it to stop you though. I see you persevering through this, okay, with the strength card here and the 8 of Pentacles, so that you can get the job done. And some of you could be having to like work around something, okay? It's like getting everything that you can done without having this one thing that you need. So it's like working maybe up to a certain point until it like shows up. All right. If it doesn't show up, that's possible as well. But there's also this energy of like for example, let me give you an example. Like someone calls out and you have to pick up their slack. Okay. There's something here that you're accomplishing without something. Either way, I do see you getting it done. Okay. With that strength energy and the 8 of Pentacles. Taking care of business. I just heard that. Okay. So Wednesday, you have the 7 of Cups, the 4 of Swords, and the King of Swords. Now, I do feel some kind of beauty here. I was picking up, I didn't mention it in the live, but I did feel like for some of you, maybe this is like interior decorating or redesigning or rearranging something, or maybe this is about like designs for a home. I don't know why I was picking that up, but for some of you, that could be the case because of that beauty energy. It could be at home, or maybe it's with yourself. Maybe you're like changing your hairstyle or something like this. It could be all things that you're thinking about. There could be, though, okay, with this energy, something that you're not letting, let me put it this way. You're not letting something that you're not sure about or that you may be questioning impact your line of sight, okay? For some, you have a lot of ideas flowing in with that 7 of Cups, but you're not doing anything with them just yet. You're making note of them, you're sitting on it. For some, I feel like you're trying to figure out the best way to go about something, okay? So it's like, again, like maybe you want to cut your hair, but you're and maybe you really want to go do it. I've done that before and it was a mistake, right? Haste makes waste. That's been something that's coming through in the readings lately. So just sit with it, okay? Even if you feel prompted. And again, this Saturn and Aries is kind of teaching you that. And we see that here. This was very loud. Hello, Saturn and Aries right here, okay? So we're looking at Thursday here, okay? This can be very intense energy that you're feeling, but also transformational, okay? And there could be some, I feel like deep emotional healing around masculinity that came up, okay? For some, identity as well, identity. So Thursday, again, some sort of deep emotional connection to masculinity with that King of Wands. This could have something to do with anger and or action. Physical activity can be helpful, or creativity. Okay. Maybe both. Either way, I'm seeing that with the Page of Pentacles that you're learning how to make this energy useful instead of destructive. And maybe that's something that you've dealt with in the past. Okay. Again, it feels like Saturn and Aries coming in full force here. And so maybe this is something that you're thinking about too. How do I accomplish something and make it solid? Again, there's this long lasting energy we were picking up in the overall, right? Alignment with self or with others, working with yourself to accomplish something or with others, right? Okay. So that's really interesting energy there. I want to say don't suppress or explode. Okay. Move emotions, any emotions that you may feel, all right, through any sort of physical activity. Like I said, creativity, it feels like with that Ace of Cups, even journaling. Okay. Just know that there could be some past wounds related to being like too much or not enough that could come up as well. All right. Okay. So, excuse me, that smoke was getting to me. So for Friday, I do see a reflective strength here, okay? And I see some kind of inner authority here with this Hermit and this 8 of Cups. It may not be necessarily a pleasant experience, but for most of you, it's there's a deep understanding there, and you're okay with it. All right. This could be about some of you reassessing like a leadership path, or maybe your independence, how you take responsibility for your desires. Okay. But grounding what really matters is important here. Long-term plans could shift. Avoid rushing forward to escape some kind of discomfort. That was something I was picking up in these cards. So reflective and inner strength, very present. You may feel at a crossroads, okay, or even blocked from a specific path or outcome you want. But I do see you reassessing this with that hermit, and you could decide to go in a different direction. It's not your original idea, okay? It's not something you can't like bank on the original idea or act on the original thought or idea about this. You're going to be needing to avoid pushing through any sort of blockage. Okay, just allow the blockage to be there. Understand that that's some sort of direction or redirection for you. Don't escape the discomfort. Okay, that's the wisdom of the hermit. All right, that's the wisdom of the hermit, and I do see you moving away from something, maybe a completely different direction. All right, Saturday, also interesting. Five of Cups. Now, this Five of Cups feels like you kind of just feeling that maybe the emptiness of having to walk away from something. Okay. It doesn't feel extremely daunting to you because I do see a sense of peace here with the Six of Swords. Okay. But I want to say, like, there may be a little disappointment with the previous day. You because you are having to alter some kind of direction, but I do feel that you're understanding that this is going to ultimately be beneficial to you with this Queen of Wands. I do see that you're going to be feeling empowered, okay? And I see that you're setting some sort of intention and you're going to be putting some sort of action into this intention. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull some overall energy for each element. Okay, we'll get into the element here. All right. Sorry, guys. The sage is getting me. Yeah, so don't forget the new moon, okay, and the Saturn and Aries. Those are going to be important things this week. I guess let's start with fire signs because well, we are that Aries energy moving into Saturn moving into Aries rather. I don't know. I feel fire first. Okay. So for my fire signs here, fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. Okay, so I was getting something for you guys about karmic activation. There could be some sort of identity shifts with this Aries energy, purpose, a leadership healing. Because that's of Saturn entering Aries, it's huge for my Aries specifically, but it will be felt strongly by Leo and Sag as well. So you are being asked to step into like higher levels of responsibility, integrity, especially around like your own self leadership, confidence, and taking like bold action with purpose. Um, I want to say that there could be this triggering of old wounds, okay? Because if I'm not mistaken, Mars is going to be conjunct Chiron and Aries. So again, there could be triggering of old wounds, especially for those of you with Chiron in that placement, okay? But for Aries placements in general. But it is going to offer some deep healing and there's going to be some breakthroughs because of that. So I want to tell my fire signs like channel emotional or like even frustration around your identity into some kind of constructive action. You're being karmically upgraded with this energy, so don't rush and build sustainably. Okay, your fire is being refined. There's passion with purpose in this new path for you. So for my fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius for the week of May 25th. Wow, observer. All right, so this may be you observing where you want to take action, you observing maybe the energy behind the push that you may feel. Let me pull in here for my fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sag. All right, I'm being told to take Earth next, so we'll do Earth signs next. Okay, so we have the world. Yeah, I think there it is. It's like looking over something here so that you can complete a cycle. Making a decision to maybe change something or how you've been doing something here. Yes, indeed. There's judgment. So you may be, for my fire sign, Sunday or yesterday into today may be really significant for you. Okay. And if that's the case, then by the end of the week, I feel like you're moving in a different direction. Okay. You're doing things differently there. Because I did have Aries with that Queen of Wands on Saturday. Okay. So I feel like you're making some changes. You're seeing maybe how certain things, how you go about certain things, how you initiate certain things might not really be beneficial to you, or how they maybe have obstructed even your path or your progress in some way. So it's asking you to observe the emotions, observe the intensity behind what you're feeling this week. Okay. All right. So earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Okay. What do I need to know for my earth signs? Okay, there could be some kind of liberation within your value system. I do definitely get some kind of grounding ideas, especially maybe let's see, Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday, maybe Thursday. And some kind of slow recalibration. Okay, especially yeah, because I see the hermit there. There's Virgo. So for some of you, toward the end of the week, there's some kind of slow recalibration. So I feel like there could be some surprise shifts for my earth signs. Okay, love, especially money. Okay, or creativity. It may be feeling destabilizing to you, but I feel like it's actually meant to be freeing. So there's no real major planets in earth signs this week. So I think Uranus is in Taurus, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I'm getting a nod on that. Okay, so you're playing more of a stabilizer role in the collective energy. So grounding chaos and helping others, staying present, all those things are going to be important. You could also feel like called to upgrade some kind of routine or reevaluate long-term values based off changes happening around you. All right, and I see that here showing up on Friday. And this could be something again that you're kind of thinking about. So I would say to my earth signs, like let go of perfectionism. Okay, allow the beauty of life to kind of surprise you. And I want to say stay flexible in love, especially, but also your finances. And there could be some shifts that lead to some kind of better alignment for you. Again, I'm kind of seeing that here toward the end of the week, and it might be based off a decision that you make. So just stay calm, use your patient wisdom. Okay, don't overgive. Show me for my earth signs. Wow, that was fast. Building blocks. Absolutely. I love it. That's very earthy energy. Okay, so let's see here for my earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and my Virgos, please. All right, show me Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. What do we need to know for this week, May 25th through 31st? Thank you. Ace of Swords. Okay. I'm getting, this feels like an epiphany to me. Show me more. Okay, four of Pentacles. Yeah, some of you are working with your money. I'm not surprised. You're working with your money. Maybe you have an idea for some money that you've been holding on to, and the Knight of Pentacles. Beautiful. So yeah, this is about you making slow, very methodical, sort of intentional decisions, especially around money. Maybe something you've been holding on to. For example, maybe you've had a large sum of money sitting in a bank account somewhere, and this is you thinking about what to do with that money, how to invest it. It's asking you to kind of slow down, okay, get clarity on things, make sure you have all the information. For some of you, I do get an epiphany on what to do with something here that maybe you've been holding on to. And it does feel like something in the physical. Okay, maybe this is deciding to sell something, maybe a home, car, whatever. Okay, could be something of that nature. It could also be something that you've been waiting on doing, but maybe you're feeling like, okay, I need to finally make a decision about something here. All right, and there's the King of Pentacles, Taurus showing up loud and proud. All right, beautiful. All right, so for my air signs, I'm feeling air next. Let's see, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Let's see what comes through for you guys. I do feel, obviously, Gemini, that new moon in Gemini, there's going to be some new mental beginnings for you. Okay. Again, there's like a recalibrating your thoughts on some level. There's some sort of alignment here with purpose. And I do feel for some of you, there could be, communication, obviously clarity coming in with communication for some. All right. So the new moon in Gemini, a huge reset for Geminis in particular, but great clarity and momentum for most of, or for all the air signs, really. All right. All of you. I want to say to expect some kind of mental like quickening, okay, downloads. And again, I'm getting this here, and we have Aquarius showing up with Four of Swords. Ideas coming in fast, okay? Libra, Aquarius, you're going to benefit from this too. So I was being told to like sit with it, think about it, sit with it, really get clear on it. It's not time to take action with it. It's just, again, Jamie mentioned on the live, keep that notepad handy, okay? But I do feel like some sort of maybe aligned opportunities for you, and that could come through some kind of communication. For some of you, it could have to do with education and maybe even some sort of social connections, Gemini energy being very social. So I would say set clear intentions around how you're thinking, speaking, even learning. All right. And I want to say, air signs, you're mentally on fire this week, but avoid some sort of overwhelm or any sort of overthinking. All right. Your words of magic, my love. So speak into your future here. Show me for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Not for you. That ain't for you. Okay, let's see what this is about. For my air signs, please. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What do we need to know? No, teeny's fussing now. All right, show me for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, please. All right, we have the Ace of Cups. Ooh, is this a relationship that's not for you? The Moon. You might be seeing a relationship differently here in the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, air signs. Yeah. Holy cow. All right, so there's some sort of shift here. It feels like either in your emotions, okay? Maybe some of you could be realizing that some sort of emotion that you're experiencing could be like an illusion, or there's something about an illusion here within a relationship. So it feels very karmic. Let me get one more. Ten of Swords. Yeah, it's time to be done with something here, air signs. I just heard if you haven't yet, you will be. Okay, whatever that means. It's okay. Well, interesting. It's so that you can step into something that really will fulfill you. Um, for some of you, this is just like how you're feeling about something. Okay, you're not feeling right about something. You're not feeling like something is for you, and that's saying that there's some sort of change here to end this. And maybe you're getting clarity on that as far as like your thoughts. And again, emotions going to be very important here for you to pay attention to. Okay, but definitely closing out something not for you. That was very clear. All right, so for my water signs, my Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Let's see here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I do get some kind of emotional integration for you, even intuitive insights, and there could be some sort of recalibration or rebalancing in your relationships. That could be any kind of relationship. Again, either even relationships with yourself, as I mentioned in the overall here. I want to say we will have a moon moving into Cancer this week, and that could bring some nurturing and emotional depth. There could be a sweet spot for you Cancers, especially. Okay. I want to say there could be some sort of sudden shifts in love or relationships, especially for Cancer, but for Pisces and Scorpio, this is a chance to express love more freely here with that Gemini energy. Pisces, I feel like you could like have some sort of sigh of relief. Could be some sort of like end to a heavy karmic cycle for you. So for you guys specifically, it would be time to integrate what you've learned over the last 2.5 years because you have Saturn moving out of your sign. Okay. I would say for my water signs, let your intuition always guide your decisions here, especially when it comes to relationships, especially when it comes to finances. You could also feel a bit like emotionally raw for some of you. So just be gentle with yourself. And I do want to say too, some of you could be in a phase of like emotional maturity and release. So just trust that process for yourselves. Okay. Water signs, flexible. Yes. Flexible. Beautiful. All right. Let's see. Water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, please. Four of Wands. Yeah, some of you might want to be hanging out around home or staying close to home this week. Okay, the comforts of home, something like that. Yeah. I just heard baby, it's cold outside. And the Queen of Wands. Some of you water signs could be understanding how your emotions have played a role in maybe sabotage and things that you've tried to build or create for stabilize for yourself in your life. I feel like this flexible energy is telling you don't beat yourself up over this. Okay? Don't beat yourself up over it. This is about you kind of just understanding it, flowing with that energy. Let me get one more here. Five of Swords. Thank you. And there's the Devil. Yeah. I think you're understanding where, and you're balancing this. I think you're really understanding where you may have been your own worst enemy in some case. And I think it's tied to your emotions. And I think this is about you empowering yourself to lay a solid foundation and not doing that based off of emotion, right? It's something about inspired action, empowered action here that I feel like you're incorporating. So yeah, there's something here about like the rawness that I was picking up. that could be something having to do with like you beating yourself up. So I think that's why it's saying just be gentle with yourself. Okay. So, my loves, I'm going to leave this here. I hope that you all have a beautiful week. We'll, of course, see you throughout the week. And if you didn't catch that Gemini new moon reading, please be sure you do that. I'm sending you guys a bunch of love. And I'll see you in the next one. You guys take care.